What is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez, back with another Prizepicks video for you. Today is Wednesday, April 12th, 2023, and we're talking some MLB player props over on Prizepicks today. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We will kick things off with a quick recap over yesterday's plays, and then we're jumping right into 4 player props that I like that are already on the Prizepicks board, and I'll give you some reasons why I like them as well. So if that sounds good to you, then stick around, go ahead and drop a like or a sub or click that notification icon. Either one of those actions greatly supports the channel and I would greatly appreciate it. So without further delay, let us jump into those plays from yesterday. 3-1 on the day yesterday. So close to very close to a clean sweep. 0.6 away from a clean sweep. So let's go over these picks very quickly. We had Mitch Keller over 5 strikeouts, ended his day with 7 strikeouts versus the Astros. Our Texas Rangers stack worked out very well for us. We had over Corey Seager's 8.5 fantasy score. He ended that game with 12. And then we took the over 0.5 runs scored for Marcus Semien. Finishes with 14 fantasy points and 2 runs scored. So very good stack there. And then our lone miss was Aaron Judge. Couldn't get it done on the fantasy score. And then also he was our 4-bagger swagger call of the day. So if he didn't hit his fantasy score, he definitely did not hit his home run. So we needed him to hit a home run that would have easily cleared the 8.5 fantasy score. He hooked us with 8. So close to a clean sweep, but overall, very good day. I hope you were able to tail these plays, or at least 1 or 2 of them, and mix them in with your own plays and research. Oh, wow. All right, so we are moving on, transitioning into a new day, a new board of player props. So without further delay, let's head on back to Prizepicks and dig into some of these plays. First player prop that I want to talk about, it's going to be a pitcher strikeout prop, and I want to talk about Sonny Gray, 5 strikeouts today versus the Chicago White Sox. I like the over on this one. Let's head on over to props.cash and dig into this. All right, pulling up some numbers for Sonny Gray on the season. We can see that his 2 starts look very different. Okay, so first start of the season back on the 1st of April did not go very well. However, second start of the season versus the Astros, fans 13 batters. So I think we find Sonny Gray's sweet spot like in between 0 or 1 and 13 strikeouts. So if he can get that for us today, that would be roughly 6.5 strikeouts. The over on that. We only need 5 from him today to push 6 to go over. So I feel pretty good about that. Just seeing what he's capable of, seeing his ceiling there makes me feel really good. Another thing that makes me feel really good is how frequently the White Sox are striking out the right-handed pitching. On the season, they have a 23% whiff rate versus right-handed pitching. That's good for 16th in the league. So by ranking standards, they're middle of the road, but anytime you have a player or a team striking out at 20% or more, it's not that good. So I like that for Sonny Gray as well. But specifically, what I uncovered is the historical matchups with some of these White Sox batters, like Elvis Andrus, 9 strikeouts and 47 plate appearances, 20% strikeout rate there. Grandal, 20% strikeout rate there, 5 Ks, over 21 plate appearances. You have Yohan Moncada, 50% strikeout rate versus Sonny Gray in only 10 plate appearances. So there are a lot of strikeouts in this lineup for Sonny Gray. I think he can get 5. I think he can definitely push on this one, but we're looking for the over. So go ahead and give me that over. 5 strikeouts for Sonny Gray today versus the Chicago White Sox. All right, and for our second and third props on the day, we're going to go back to a correlation play, much like we did yesterday with Semien and Seager for the Rangers. We're going to head on over to the Astros Pittsburgh Pirates game and talk a little bit about 2 Astros. Kyle Tucker over 1.5 total bases, and then looking at his teammate, partner him up with Alex Bregman over 0.5 runs. Let's head on over to props.cash, pull up some numbers and talk about it. All right, so as we pull up some numbers for Kyle Tucker over the last 10 games, in terms of total bases, we can see that Tucker has accounted for, let's count them up, 3, 8, 14, 16, 18, 23 total bases in 10 games. Now, again, in this series alone, Kyle Tucker has accounted for 7 total bases in this series. So numbers look really good. I mean, trends look good in terms of what he's been doing over the last handful of games, and specifically against this Pirates pitching staff. Now, overall, last year, Tucker versus right-handed pitching versus left-handed pitching, you can see that it's kind of even in terms of ISO and batting average. So ISO a little bit weaker versus right-handed pitching, batting average a little higher. ISO a little stronger versus left-handed pitching, batting average is a little lower. So ISO just indicates, the player's ability to, rack up extra base hits. And so because we're talking about a total base prop for Kyle Tucker, I think ISO is an appropriate statistic to look at, especially one versus left-handed pitching. So we have a stronger ISO versus left-handed pitching in 2022. We can see Tucker had 222 plate appearances versus left-handed pitching, 7 doubles and 13 home runs. So quite a bit extra bases there. Versus Rich Hill specifically, comes in with a really strong batting average, really strong slugging percentage, but just 2 singles. So we're looking for at least a double in one of those plate appearances today versus Rich Hill, or he can just get us 2 singles and that'll be 2 bases. Now, the reason I want to stack this up with Alex Bregman over runs is pulling up the confirmed lineup for the Astros over on lineups.com. We can see Tucker and Bregman batting back to back. So the idea here, much like yesterday, is we want Bregman to get on base by any means necessary. He can get hit by a pitch, he can get walked, he can hit himself onto first base, and then we have Tucker come up and drive him in and get credit for that run there. So that's what we're looking for out of this little correlation stack. Now, Bregman, in terms of his runs scored on the season, not too bad. He scored a run in 6 out of the 10 games this season, and he actually has 3 runs scored in this series alone versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. So another thing I like about these 2 plays is because they're batting at the top of the lineup, they're batting 2 and 3. We should see roughly 4, maybe even 5 plate appearances between these, not between them, but for each of these guys, giving them plenty of opportunity to go over each of these player props. So Bregman over runs and then Tucker over total bases is going to complete our 2-man correlation stack here. All right, and for our final play of the day, our 4th play of the day, I guess 4th and 5th play of the day, we're going to talk a little bit about Nolan Arenado, and I like the over 0.5 RBIs today, but I also like him for our 4-bagger swagger call of the day. I like him to hit a home run in Coors Field versus his former team. Yes, let's head on over to props.cash and pull up some numbers and dig into this. All right, over on props.cash, we can see that Arenado on the season, over the last 10 games, I should say, has driven in 8 RBIs, 3 in 2 games. So 2 multi-RBI games for Arenado. In this series versus the Colorado Rockies, he has 3 RBIs. All 3 came in 1 game. Now, good odds on this for the over, -120 to go over 1 RBI. But looking at the history versus Jose Urena, 19 plate appearances, 235 batting average, but a 647 slugging percentage with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. So looking at this makes me feel really good about his chances of hitting an RBI or driving in a run today. And then looking at his home run odds on the day, 290 to go over, -525 to go under this prop. I like the way this looks today in Coors Field. He has not hit a home run yet in this series. I think that changes today. Give me the over for Nolan Arenado, 0.5 RBIs. And again, he is our 4-bagger swagger call of the day. Bang. He drives himself in and gets the RBI and checks the box on our home run. So ladies and gentlemen, let us recap everything that we discussed in this video. We got Sonny Gray over 5 strikeouts. We got Tucker over 1.5 total bases. Bregman over 0.5 runs scored. And then Nolan Arenado over 0.5 RBIs, as well as 1 home run on the day to round out our picks. And we want Arenado to check the box on that 4-bagger swagger, because we're 0 for 2 over the last 2 days. We need him to help us break out of this little slump. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's MLB player prop video over on Prizepicks. Do me a favor, drop a comment below letting me know who you have your eyes on the Prizepicks board. Also, let me know what you think about these 4 player props that we went over in today's video. As always, thank you all so much for all the continued support, the likes and the subs and the comments. It truly means a ton in helping this channel just get a bit bigger every single day as we push towards 4,000 subs. Thank you all so very much. Best of luck to you all today, tonight, and until tomorrow's MLB player props Prizepicks video. Chavez is